Jonathan Bennett and Lacey Chabert had a sweet Mean Girls reunion on Hallmark, and I'm in my feels. Hallmark has allowed Lacey Chabert to reunite with some former co-stars, and whenever she does, it's a real treat. Some of those actors are fellow network alums, and others may be people she's collaborated with under other production banners. The reigning queen of Hallmark is in the midst of working on another project for the 2024 TV schedule, and in the process, she has managed to land yet another reunion. This time, Chabert is working with Mean Girls co-star Jonathan Bennett for a fun segment, and I'm feeling all the feels. Jonathan Bennett is also a Hallmark veteran and previously expressed interest in teaming up with Lacey Chabert for one of the network's movies. While that has yet to happen, the two did team up for something a bit different. Chabert is working on a different kind of project for the entertainment brand Celebrations with Lacey Chabert, which sees the actress throwing celebrations for people who have made a positive impact on their communities. Hallmark Plus shared a sweet video on Instagram, which shows two former co-stars getting together for the series, and their chemistry is so palpable. The Spamalot star saying, "When Lacey Chabert calls, you show up," just shows how close the two of them still are 20 years after Mean Girls' release. Chabert explained that they first met on the set of the Tina Fey penned teen comedy and have been dear friends ever since, and I'm living for that sweet bond. While the two didn't have too many scenes together in the seminal 2004 flick, it's clear that they were together enough to solidify a friendship. I'm not sure I can handle the nostalgia that's rushing through me right now. In the Lindsay Lohan-led comedy, Chabert took on the role of Gretchen Wieners, the second-in-command to Plastics leader Regina George. Meanwhile, Bennett played school heartthrob Aaron Samuels. To say that both actors are still recognized for their roles would be an understatement. At the beginning of the year, Jonathan Bennett revealed that he would love to do a Christmas movie with Lacey. And even though Celebrations with Lacey Chabert may not be a movie, it's still a sweet project for the pair to collaborate on. Now, I'm hoping that this production may greaten the odds of Chabert and Bennett acting alongside each other in a Hallmark production. If that eventually happens, I can only imagine how excited Mean Girls fans would be. I mean, I know I desperately need it to happen. Since it seems like both actors have no plans to leave Hallmark anytime soon, it's possible that they could team up for a scripted project. Or at least one can hope that's the case. Still, I won't turn my nose up at Celebrations, and it may even be better than a film, as fans can see the two lovingly interacting as themselves and not playing roles. Catch Lacey Chabert and Jonathan Bennett's upcoming reunion for Celebrations with Lacey Chabert on Thursday only on Hallmark Plus. Those who are feeling as nostalgic as I am for Mean Girls can also stream that movie using a Paramount Plus subscription. Hallmark has announced the guest judges for Finding Mr. Christmas, the new reality competition series hosted by Jonathan Bennett, which searches for the next Hallmark Channel holiday movie star. In Finding Mr. Christmas, 10 hunks will compete for the lead role in the 2024 Hallmark Channel movie, Happy Holidays. The show's co-hosts are Jonathan and Melissa Peterman, who starred in Hallmark's Haul Out the Holly. They'll also judge the Hallmark Plus show along with some guest judges. According to EW, the 9 Finding Mr. Christmas guest judges feature some of Hallmark's fan favorites, including Tyler Hines, BJ Britt, Rachel Boston, Ollie Liebert, Brooke Dorsey, Nikki DeLoach, and Aaron Cahill. Also appearing as guest judges will be Dancing with the Stars professional dancer Whitney Carson and E! News anchor Kelty Knight. EW had previously announced that the 10 Finding Mr. Christmas contestants are Blake Kelly, David Habashi, Daxton Bloomquist, Elijah Malcolm, Ezra Moreland, Gage Robinson, Hayden Marr, Isaac Ramirez, Jonathan Wells, and Parker Gregory. Some of the guest judges for Finding Mr. Christmas include the most beloved Hallmark holiday movie stars, so they'll know exactly what to look for when searching for Hallmark's next leading man. They, along with Jonathan and Melissa, have the expertise necessary to help choose the winner of Finding Mr. Christmas. In addition, the co-hosts and guest judges all have charisma and magnetic personalities, which will make it very entertaining to watch. Hallmark Channel has some of the most devoted fans on the planet. Their holiday movie lineup has become a yearly tradition, and this new reality competition show will bring it to a whole new level. Fans will be able to watch the latest holiday hunk work his way through the competition, and they'll get to know him on a more personal level before he makes his Hallmark movie acting debut. These guest judges have the experience with Hallmark holiday movies to make an excellent choice for the next leading man. Hopefully, Finding Mr. Christmas will be a massive hit for Hallmark Plus. The new streaming service launched on September 10th, and this reality series will surely make people gravitate to it. It's going to be so much fun to see these fan-favorite Hallmark stars in a whole new light as they appear as themselves as guest judges in Finding Mr. Christmas. They're going to have a blast as they search for the next Hallmark holiday hero. It would be wonderful if different versions of Finding Mr. Christmas became a new holiday tradition, casting new actors and actresses every year. Actor Jonathan Bennett has told Newsweek that LGBTQ acceptance has been sliding back recently following years of progress. A heightened focus on LGBTQ rights has been seen in both major parties' platforms as the U.S. marches closer to November's election. Republican nominee and former President Donald Trump will face off against Democrat Kamala Harris, who is nearing the end of her first term as vice president. The Republican Party has pledged to cut federal funding for gender-affirming care and restrict transgender students' participation in sports. In contrast, the Democratic Party has promised to outlaw discrimination against LGBTQ people, including passing the Equality Act, which would prohibit discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity in housing, health care, and public accommodations. Mean Girls star Bennett, who has been dubbed the Gay King of Christmas thanks to his projects with Hallmark Media, has reacted to the tone of some of the conversations surrounding LGBTQ rights and acceptance in the U.S. "We did so good and we swung so hard and we got really close to where we wanted to be," he told Newsweek. "And then it started sliding back in a way, you know what I mean? Like, it was very bizarre." Bennett, whose collection of film projects includes 2022's The Holiday Sitter, the first LGBTQ-led Hallmark Christmas movie, takes pride in his projects centering and humanizing gay characters. The actor said that he works on projects that tell specifically queer stories to a broad audience. "I think the storytelling has the power to change people's hearts and minds. Like, literally. So I think when the viewers are watching, they can identify with who these characters are as humans and relate to them. And then maybe it's someone that's watching that might not know a gay person in their life or not realize they know a gay person in their life, and so they might feel a certain kind of way towards the queer community until they watch these movies and able to identify with what the humanity of each of these characters are. I realized after I did the first Christmas house on Hallmark that my purpose on this earth and my job was to tell queer stories to a broad audience," he added. "That's a very specific thing. I tell queer stories to a broad audience. I don't tell queer stories to just a queer audience, which is a different type of storytelling. I tell it in a way that puts the humanity of the character at the forefront and puts the relatability character at the forefront. Those are the things that help change the hearts and minds of people watching. I wish I wasn't having to do that work in 2024, but unfortunately we are. And, I always say if you watch RuPaul's Drag Race, then we already got you, you're already on our side. That's not the demo I'm going after. I'm going to people that don't." Bennett's efforts have seen the launch of his latest project, the Groomsmen Trilogy. Marking the first time Hallmark will feature a gay wedding as the lead storyline, films will follow the lives and romantic relationships of three best friends of different backgrounds, cultures, and sexual orientations, per an official synopsis. "I had this idea for like Hallmark's version of The Hangover and have a trilogy of movies where you follow three guys through all of their different weddings and bachelor parties and what it really means to be like a groomsman to a group of friends," Bennett said. "I had just gotten married and had groomsmen in my wedding, and I was a groomsman in 5 or 6 of my friends' weddings over the past 10 years. So I thought there was a really interesting story and dynamic to share, the guy's side of the wedding process." The films will air on Hallmark Plus weekly, with The Groomsmen first look debuting on October 17th. The follow-ups, The Groomsmen, Second Chances, and The Groomsmen, The Last Dance are set to hit screens on October 24th and October 31st, respectively. Bennett is also gearing up for the October 31st launch of Finding Mr. Christmas, billed as Hallmark's first-ever reality TV contest. The show, which Bennett has co-created and will host, will follow 10 aspiring actors battling it out for a starring role in the Hallmark Channel's upcoming holiday movie Happy Holidays. Competition will see the actors complete an array of holiday-themed challenges that will give viewers an insight into just how good of a Hallmark leading man they will be. For Bennett, it was also important to be inclusive. "We're so proud of the contestants on Finding Mr. Christmas," he said. "We have queer contestants, we have contestants from everywhere. So it's like showing you that anyone can be a Hallmark leading man. It's like there's no rules. You have the traits that we look for in a Hallmark star. Like, why do we keep going back to the network to watch the stars over and over again? Well, because they have the qualities that we love. They have a sense of humor, they have a really quick wit. They're kind. They have a great smile. Of course, they've got to look good in a Christmas sweater, right? But they also have a whole lot of heart. And that heart shines through when that little twinkle, that little X factor that you can't really explain, but you know when you see it." The Groomsmen trilogy is scheduled to debut on Hallmark Plus on October 17th. Finding Mr. Christmas, which is set to premiere with 2 episodes on October 31st, will also air on Hallmark Plus.